your story for myself and all the team. Congratulations on being number one. Again, is this the fourth year, third year?
Fourth year,
Fourth
I think.
year.
Yeah.
That's gone fast.
So pretty incredible. I just want to say thank you to everybody in my team, because this is our recognition, not mine. And just, it's pretty overwhelming actually being number one again, because I've taken the last couple of years renovating my home, having my surprise baby at 41. So life's been busy, and Forever's enabled me to take, a little bit of backseat when I wanted to. But now I've got a whole new lease of life with Phoebe. So I've got a goal in place to save up everything that I need for her private school fees by the time she's 5 in an account, but from new business. So new business that I create. I was going to ask you about
your goals, because when you get to where you are and you're number one and you've got an amazing lifestyle, it must be hard to think about.
I haven't had a strong goal for a
long time.
Few years now. So literally, having Phoebe, I'm like, right, I need to help lots more people. So to do that, my motivation is to save that money up so I can see it grow in an account. And when she starts, I've got enough until she's 18.
Fantastic. Done pretty well considering you didn't have a strong goal. That's all I can say. Take us back.
I said I didn't have a strong goal for a while.
A while, okay.
A while.
There's a lot of new people in the audience today. Tell us a little bit about how the journey started. Your mum referenced earlier on, you really are a family business now.
Yeah, well, for those of you that don't know, my mum is Jan Whittaker, who just came on at number 7 in her retirement, which is pretty damn incredible to show that you can still achieve that. She said it took her kids a while to join her. So what she didn't say is it actually took me 12 years, I think, to join my mum. It took my sister 17 years. And then the boys came after that. So, if you're talking to family and they're maybe not listening, we're not here to convince anyone. Our job is literally to show them and go back to them when the time's right. So the time was right for me when I had Will and Rosie.
So you pretty much grew up with Forever, actually.
It was around me all the time. So I used the products for a long time for free, obviously, because Mum was giving them to me. I wasn't going to pay for them. Didn't believe in the business, didn't want to do that. Will was 2 and Rosie was 5 months old, and I was just dying to be able to be the mum at home, which I was, because I was made redundant from my job in marketing. So I became a mum at home, but I couldn't afford to take them to the soft play. I couldn't afford to buy them an ice cream in the park. I just wanted to do those little things. So it was £250 a month I joined the business for.
So that was the catalyst that got you started.
So that's what got me started, yeah.
Could you ever have imagined back then how it would turn out? Or?
Never.
No.
Never. And a big reason that I didn't join is because I knew my mum did product evenings. And the thought of actually speaking in front of 5, 6, 7, 8 people filled me with dread. So that's why I didn't get started. When I finally did, my mum did my first 10 product evenings for me. I won't do 10 for people in my team.
No. Stricter than your mum was then, yeah.
But that just, gave me the confidence. And then bit by bit, it's grown. But no, I never ever imagined I'd be where I am today.
I always think it's really interesting, because I've met obviously very many, if not all, of the top leaders from around the world, and very few of them ever said to me, I joined to make £1 million a year. Nearly everybody said, I could only see £200 or £300 or £400, whatever it was, and you're another example of that, somebody who started from that and now gone on to be part of our executive GLT team around the world, so in the top 3, 4 businesses ever.
Have to pinch myself.
Incredible.
I really do.
Incredible. So talk a little bit about the future. I know you've got some big goals. How do you see our business in the UK developing? What would you message to send to the new people, really?
I'm more excited about Forever now than I probably was 5 years ago.
Okay. Is that because you understand it better now, or?
I understand it better, but also, when I'm going along to product evenings, a couple of years ago I'd say, has anyone heard of Forever? And maybe 70% of the room might have. Whereas now I'm going along and there's 1 or 2 that have heard of us.
Really?
So there's just a whole, new sense of energy that I've got to be out there sharing it. And obviously having Phoebe as well, I just feel like a magnet to mums at the moment.
Yep.
Because mums, you know, I've built my business helping other mums. Mums are my passion, being able to help them be able to stay at home because that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
And obviously, Phoebe came for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm out there going to every mum's group because I want to be out there, with Phoebe, being with her, introducing her to other people, letting her play, and I get to play and build my business at the same time.
And there's so many sectors of our community, I think, that applies to. Obviously, moms are an obvious one.
Yeah.
So many people would love to have that better work-life balance. And
Yeah.
for me, I agree with you. The excitement is so many people still are completely unaware of, here's a business, Adam references early on, here's a business that almost everybody could afford to start.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the rewards, as long as you stay focused, are massive.
Totally.
So this year, you're out working harder than ever, or still got the balance?
So, well, this year, obviously, Phoebe's 7 months old now. And really from January the 1st, I've started picking up my recruiting ethic again and having that whole new sense of energy and opening my mind. You know, if you're looking for people, you're going to attract them in if you're talking to yourself, just like Lisa's presentation this morning. So, you know, I'm out talking to people and expecting them to want to get started because why wouldn't you? So, yeah, I've got lots of new passion, new energy to be able to
And you've got a great home
keep
to
going.
work from too. You
Oh my word!
kindly invited me last year for some of your afternoon tea parties, and what you've done to that building is incredible, actually.
It's actually when we were doing that afternoon tea that I looked at the house and just pinched myself and thought, my word, I did this.
Yeah.
And it's incredible.
It is. It must be a beautiful place to work from. And
It's just so perfect. It's like a little, you know, picture on a chocolate box.
it is.
Of look out of the window every day, looking at the church next door and down at the beautiful views and the peacefulness. But we live in a very, very small Oxfordshire village, and myself, my sister, who's in the top 40 in the UK, and my mum, who's number 7, we all live within about 300 metres of each other.
So
don't tell me you can't do it because there's other people living by you.
This must be a very healthy village, is all I could guess.
But I tell you what, there's quite a few of the village in here today.
Is there really? That's what always amuses me about some of the questions I often get from people is it saturated and will you run out of people? And you know, even in Warwick, and we've had our head office there for over 20 years, even in Warwick, on lots of occasions I'll be buying a sandwich, somebody will see the pin, I'll get chatting, never heard of you.
Yeah.
I mean, the potential is just incredible.
Most people haven't heard of us, and that's the beauty of it. But, you know, if you're not opening your mouth, smiling at people like we've heard today, chatting to them in your everyday, just when you're out and about, you're never going to know if they've heard of us.
No,
so it is literally, our job is to make friends, to talk to people, to invite them to look at the opportunity. And I challenge you next week to go and speak to 10 people in one day and let me know how many had heard of Forever.
not many.
Well, I'd be lucky if it was one.
Yeah, I think that's, you know, there's several great things about where we are at the moment. Where we are is 2 decades in the UK, great history, lots of real life examples, people like yourself and lots of others that have come across the stage today from such a wide variety of backgrounds that have been able to build a successful Forever business. And so you've got that great history and still, 60 million people who are yet to hear of us or our products. I mean, it's a brilliant time actually to be part of Forever.
Oh, it is absolutely incredible. So you've just got to, you know, leave this room with the excitement that you've got inside from today, and just think how many people you're going to pass on your way home. You know, stop and fill up with fuel, go into the services and challenge yourself to talk to some people, because that's what we're paid to do.
It is.
We're paid to do the most simplest thing that we do every single day. When we meet someone, we say, how are you?
And that is, you know, a very uncomfortable thing for very many new people when they get started, as it was for all of us. But I think it was Chris Goldsborough who said today, you know, the more you do something, the better you get and the more comfortable you become with that. So it is just stepping outside of your comfort zone, isn't it? And extending that comfort zone out.
Absolutely. And just remembering, you know, it's the follow-up. It's following up on people for the time being right for them, for when they've got a challenge in their life and they're looking for a vehicle to move them from where they are now to where they want to be.
Yeah.
And we're there to help them at that point. Whereas if you ask someone, are you interested today? And they're not, it's just not right now.
Yeah.
Not ever.
Yeah. So there would be lots of reasons why you were too busy to still build a business with such a young family. What does a typical week in the life of Natalie Heeley look like? How do you juggle all those elements?
My diary's always full.
Yep.
Which is why my bank balance is always full.
Yep.
So what I want you guys to do is look in your diary, and if your diary is empty, then look in your purse. So I always make sure I've got activity, because the activity is going to bring the business. So I will always be talking to people on a daily basis about the business, but while I'm out doing my daily routine, whether it's going to the grocery store,
so it's not
going
necessarily
to
a block of time, it's wherever you are.
Yeah.
You take advantage of the fact there's people around.
Or picking the big kids up from school.
Yeah.
You know, I'm seeing people on a daily basis, so I will use that time to talk about the products, to talk about the business opportunity.
Yeah.
I always make sure that I'm going to sit down with 3-4 people a week to do a one-to-one and show the business opportunity.
So this is people that are not yet involved with us, for the benefit of the new people.
And, you know, the next step then is to go to the business presentation. So attending a business presentation is always part of my week as well.
Yeah.
At the moment, we're running a rolling training as well up at head office for Area 110. So, you know, I'm always doing training every single week, whether it's for myself, for my team, or for the company, because the excitement I'm getting, Bob, from doing that is just incredible.
Yeah.
Just doing the basics. So it's myself, Debbie Nwangwa, and Claire Spencer. And just being there, so we're doing it over 6 weeks, and the energy that we're getting, let alone the room, is just incredible. And I think that's why I'm just excited again, just going back to those basic things that you need to do week in, week out.
Yeah. And I think that's perhaps one of the misapprehensions that people have. They think that when you get to a particular level in the business that you do something different, but actually the reality is you're doing the same thing you were doing at the start.
I'm back out using the experience packs.
Yeah.
So using the Infinite as an experience pack at the moment, so I'm getting great results doing that as well.
Yeah.
Obviously doing planning meetings with my team as well, because I've got some new team which are here today as well. So one of my lovely ladies has come from London. She only got started yesterday. She's come with her baby, got on the train, not knowing where she was going. So well done to you, Billy.
She's going to go places with an attitude like that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Another girl, Sarah, who's just joined me, who we've never met before. So I recruited her online, and she came to stay at my house last night, not knowing who I am, and has come along today with me. Christine's come down from York as well. So it's about promoting the events to people.
Yeah.
People need to be here to get that energy, to be able to grow, because you can't explain this to someone.
No, you can't.
So as a leader, we need to be that promoter of events, whether it's the success day, whether it's the company trainings, whether it's the business presentation. It's about being there yourself and telling your team why they need to be there.
And you must have been to lots and lots over the years, as I have, and I never leave a success day without feeling buzzed.
Absolutely. It's what takes you from one month to the next.
It is.
And what gives you that passion and that desire to go out and talk to people. Because don't get me wrong, not every day is great, Bob.
No, of course not.
I have days when people say no to me.
Yep. What still? How dare they?
Absolutely. Where people get started and then maybe they never do anything. So coming to things like this reminds you of the success that's there if you do the basics on a daily basis.
Yeah. So a final message to all there's lots of people in the room who aren't yet manager, there's lots of people in the room who aren't yet 4cc active, lots of people who are still looking at our business and deciding whether it's for them. What would you say to the new people in the room?
What I would say to them is, you might look at me being up here today for the 4th year as number 1. So I've been in the business 13 years this year, so 13 lucky for some. But I didn't do anything quickly. You know, I joined to earn £250 a month, and I did that very quickly just through recommending the products and doing exactly what my sponsor said. Mum.
Yeah.
As Mum said, Mum's always right. So I was talking to people about the business opportunity. So I actually got to supervisor very quickly in 6 weeks. And by that point, I was earning more than I'd joined for.
Okay.
So my biggest regret, well, not a regret because I don't regret anything because I wouldn't be where I am without that journey, if you like.
Yeah.
But I didn't set a goal. I didn't set another goal. So it took me actually 2 years to get to manager. And what made me get there is Will wanting to go to Disney, as lots of people know. So I didn't do anything quickly. So 2 years to get to manager. So wherever you are in your journey, just know you can get there if you just decide. And that's all I did, is when Will wanted to go to Disney, I decided I was going to make it happen. So I put the work in then to make it happen. It took me 5 years to achieve my first chairman's bonus check. So my first chairman's bonus check was just over about £2,500. And that ticked up another goal, which was to take the kids skiing. So I'd skied every year since I was 2, and how was I, as a single parent, going to be able to do that for my children? Yeah. And now, Bob, as you know, we were both skiing in the last couple of weeks.
We were.
And
not together, but we
not
were,
together.
Yeah.
And watching the kids ski down, knowing that I've given them that passion because it was my passion. And for me, skiing's just freedom. Yeah. It's that feeling of freedom. And I mean, Will and Rosie are 12 and 13 now, and I'm a pretty good skier. I was actually a ski instructor for a season, and they're right behind me. They can get down absolutely anything. So that was setting that goal for chairman's bonus, being able to pay for it, and then again the second year. And now in the past 5 years, I've picked up just over $2 million.
Just in chairman's bonus?
Just in chairman's bonus. So.
Pretty good, considering you said you didn't really have a goal and you only wanted 200 quid, eh?
So.
Who would believe it? That's incredible. One last word then for our audience.
One last word, decide what you want.
Decide to decide.
And know you can have it. It's yours. So just look in the mirror every day and say, it's mine. And if you're saying it's mine, you can then say, have I done the work that I need to do to make it mine? Because we can all achieve literally whatever it is we want. We're all in control of what we're doing. We haven't got to listen to what other people are saying because it's not their life. You know, when people have doubted me, they haven't been the ones that are going to pay my mortgage. They haven't been the ones that are going to put my children through private education. They haven't been the ones that are going to buy my dream house. It's me. I was in control of what I wanted for my family, and my family have been my driving force. So think what your driving force is, what your passion is, and then just know that you've got the vehicle. Forever is the vehicle. You've just got to drive it.
Nat, it's been a pleasure to have a little insight into the world of our number one. Let's give it up for Natalie Heeley, our number one for 2017.
Come on, let you go.